Hey, everybody, this is Tom Webster, and you're listening to Sounds Profitable for October 4th, 2022. Is it time to rethink promo codes? With the release of We'll Be Right Back, which is part 2 of After These Messages, I have a few questions about promo codes. Is it time to change how we use them? Today, Sounds Profitable released We'll Be Right Back, which is a continuation of After These Messages, our recent study of podcast advertising execution. In this new release, we threw in some unreleased demographic information and also had a quick look at the open-ended responses that we got when we asked listeners to tell us the main message of the ad that they heard, which was for Athletic Greens. There were 3 different treatments of that ad. We got hundreds of responses. The brand was the message that cut through the most, Athletic Greens, followed by the category, vitamins, supplement, and so on, and a few benefits. But here's what didn't cut through. Promo codes for the product. We searched for promo codes, searched for the code itself, and we found hardly any mentions of that in all of the open-ended responses that we got. Now, to be fair, we didn't specifically ask about the promo code, but still, in the sample for After These Messages, and We'll Be Right Back, 41% of listeners to the podcast that we selected, the Jordan Harbinger Show, told us that they've already purchased Athletic Greens. So that's a lot of people that have already bought the product, and very likely on the recommendation from the ads that they heard on Jordan's show. Now, you would think with all of that, someone would have mentioned the code. But in fact, we got 5 total mentions in a sample of 1,049 podcast listeners. Now, we know promo codes work. Advertisers and performance marketers have been relying on them for years. There's plenty of data. We know they work. And we also know that people don't always use the codes. Enough people do use the code to make them worthwhile, and we can project the overall impact of podcast advertising as some multiplier of the number of promo codes that are used. But still, I want people to get credit for great ads, and I want them to get paid for the products and services that they sell in podcasts. If people hear a product on a podcast ad and that product interests them, but the promo code or the URL aren't top of mind, guess who's getting the credit for that sale? Our friends at Google. We ask a lot of listeners when we cram a bunch into a 30 or 60-second spot. The promo code is a trailing piece of new information in a message that's already full of new information. We're asking listeners to process 2 things at once: buy this product and buy it in this special way. Now, I'm not suggesting that we do away with promo codes. Again, they work. But maybe there's a way to cut down on all of the new information that we're asking listeners to process in a short period of time. So here's my modest proposal, which I have to credit my brilliant wife, Tamsin, for. Instead of sending people to a different site with each ad, www.product.com/podcast or promo code, what if we sent listeners to the same place every time? It wouldn't take long to train listeners to visit www.thepodcast.com/offers for every promotion, which they could then click on to be taken to the appropriate website. Now, some shows do have their offers and promo codes listed on a single page. Sounds Profitable's Gavin reminded me of Drew Ackerman's Sleep With Me, which is a podcast that you were designed for you to fall asleep to. So promo codes are not really going to register, right? So Drew has all of his promo codes and offers on a single page. And that's fine on the website, but I haven't seen its use consistently applied in the audio. In the audio, we're still sending people to individual brand websites. With this tweak, podcasts would not only see a rise in conversions, but the branding effects of podcast advertising could also be better sussed out. I think podcasts sell a lot more goods and services than can be accounted for by the use of promo codes. And who knows, this might work. And I encourage you, by the way, to download We'll Be Right Back to supplement After These Messages, available at soundsprofitable.com. No promo code required for that one. I'm Tom Webster. Thanks so much for listening to the Sounds Profitable article for this week. This episode was produced with the help of Spooler. With a simple drag and drop interface, Spooler helps podcast publishers and app developers get audio to listeners faster and easier. You can find out more at spooler.fm. I'm Tom Webster. Thanks for listening.